Hello mixtresses and mixters. This is Mixtress Ray. You're watching Mixtress video. I'm going to do a really quick, hope everything will be in the shot here. I'm going to do a really quick unbagging of my new corsets from Orchard Corsets. Sorry, I tried to contort myself without hitting the I have no idea what this shot looks like, except that I hope this is in it. So I had to return my cotton corset, and I ended up getting, there was a 20% off sale, and I ended up getting two other corsets from Orchard Corset. And I know they're kind of like the beginner corset, off-the-rack corset shop. Of course, if I get really into corsets, I will end up getting something a little bit more high-end and a little bit better quality. I've heard some conflicting reviews about Orchard Corset, but I think that they're probably going to be good enough for my very first corsets. So today I'm very excited. I finally get to graduate from being a corset appreciator to a corset wearer. So I decided it would be perfect to film this unbagging at a cemetery because it's one of my favorite places to be, and I think the imagery of just gothicness in general is always my favorite kind of imagery. So I had originally planned to not only unbag these for you guys at the cemetery, but I wanted to do, like, put them on real quick, do like a quick try on. But the cemetery right now is being mowed. They're starting at the back and going more towards the front, and I'm kind of in the middle of the cemetery right now. So I just, I don't really want people to see me filming this video. I would just rather not. So I'm going to do the unbagging really quickly for you guys, and then I'll probably put pictures of myself wearing the corsets on Instagram. If they're not at the end of this video, I might try a different cemetery to do the try on. If I can find one that's where I can feel kind of private, then I might do that. But let's just get into it. What I ordered were two from the style CS426, which is the curviest corset on Orchard Corset, and I am curvier than that corset. In fact, my measurements, it isn't going to fit me these aren't going to fit me perfectly, but since it was 20% off, I ended up getting each of these corsets for about $55. So I got a pretty good deal, and hopefully they'll work okay for me for now. Let's just take them out. Here they are. And also in the bag there's a little, my packing slip, but who cares about that? So I hope this is in the shot. I think it is. So what I ordered was the black 426 standard with the hip ties, the satin, and then the beige mesh. And I'm thinking that this one's the beige, although they both look like they're black from here. So I'm thinking this would be the mesh because it's lighter. So let's see. Well, that's an interesting choice. The laces are still black. So I don't mind this personally, and I don't know if you guys can tell on the film, but the color of the cotton is a different beige than the color of the fishnet here, the mesh. And then of course you've got the black laces in the back. Personally, I kind of like this. I find it to be, it looks kind of grungy to me, and I'm kind of okay with it. I've heard some reports that Orchard Corsets have some, I hope you can see all of this, have some like manufacturing problems, and looking at it closely, I see that it could have been done better, and the bones are definitely not as long as the channels. They end right here, so that kind of concerns me. But again, these are just my first corsets. Oh, this is the bottom, because those are the garter tabs there. So it looks a little dirty, actually, even. Kind of grungy, kind of dirty. And some of the stitching is not great. So I can understand why, I don't know if you can see any of that, but I can understand why people kind of have a problem with Orchard Corset. But again, the fact that I spent $50 on each of these corsets means that I'm really not going to be that picky. As long as it holds together relatively well. And I'm actually kind of looking forward to this particular corset being one that doesn't hold up that well. I kind of want it to get distressed and sort of fall apart, which is one of the reasons why I was okay with ordering this particular corset from Orchard Corsets, because I don't want to treat it too delicately. I just want to wear it, and I don't mind if it shows its wear. Someday I'll get to have like a custom corset, and it will probably be a lot better quality than this, but that's the first one. Stick that aside here. This is the Satin 426 black satin with the hip ties. And I'm not taking this apart delicately, as I'm sure you can tell. I believe in just ripping things open savagely. I've never like unwrapped birthday presents or anything in any kind of like delicate manner. Okay, this one, I feel like I can already tell that this one is made much better. The satin isn't quite as soft as I would have hoped, and the binding, or these edges here, whatever you call that, I had to send back that cotton because it was just too heavy duty. But this one is lined with that same heavy duty cotton. Sorry, I'm probably taking this out of frame a bunch. Sorry, I'm just sort of looking at it, and it does have some issues here and there, like there's these little spots on the grommets. This has some weird fabric or something underneath it. Maybe it's an interfacing or something. It does have Lucia Corsetti, her little label, because she was the one that patented the hip tie part of this design. So overall, I think, because I've done so much research on corsets in the past couple of months, I knew what to expect with these, and I knew that the Orchard Corsets weren't going to be like the best quality in the world, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that knowledge, because I'm going to, these are just my first corsets, and I'm not terribly worried about that. The way that they fit is going to not be perfect for me, but these are my very first real corsets. So because of that, I am still excited, and I'm still happy to have these. I will say that they're their customer service at Orchard Corset is it's very professional. You know, they've got a system. It's very prompt. It's very, they know exactly what to say. It's pretty just generic professional. You get, they do like same day shipping if you order before 5 o'clock. So, you're going to get good customer service, and you're going to get your corsets very quickly if you order from Orchard Corset. As you can definitely see with this corset in particular, it's not going to be the most amazing quality in the world, but you know that going in, because, you know, if you're only going to pay $50-something for a corset, then you know what you're getting. According to what research I've done so far, and I still haven't actually I put on that first Orchard corset that I ordered for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, enough to know that it was just too heavy for me, and it was going to be too thick to wear under my clothes, which is my goal, is to wear them under my clothes at work. So that was the only time I've ever actually worn a real corset. So I'm very excited to start breaking these in. I am off work. I have about 10 days until I have to go back to work. I was hoping to have these corsets a little bit sooner. I had ordered one from Mystic City Corsets a little over, let's see, what's today? I ordered that corset almost 2 weeks ago. It has finally shipped, and that one I think is going to be better quality than these, but I want to really take the time to break it in, and I don't think I will have time to break that one in properly before I go back to work, seeing as how I might not get it until like Wednesday or Thursday, and at that point I would have only about a week to break it in. So I am going to start going ahead. My general plan is to wear each of these for 2 hours a day, between now and when I go back to work. And we'll see. Hopefully they'll be broken in by the time I go back to work, and hopefully they'll fit me well enough to serve my purposes of wearing them under clothes while I'm at work. They are a little bit heavy duty, so they might, being that just the way that they're made is just sort of thicker. Like, I don't know how much of a waist reduction I'm going to get with them, not only because they're not going to be curvy enough for my shape, but also because they're just so thick that, like, even if I'm wearing it at a reduction, I might still measure the same as my original waist size once I have it on. You know, I might have it at an inch reduction, but it's still measuring the same. So it's not probably going to change my silhouette a whole lot to wear these 426 Orchard Corsets, but they will hopefully serve the purpose of being just like a basic under my clothes kind of corset. I also, this is just a silly thing that I do, like when I have something that I really like, a possession that I'm going to have for a while that I like my car, I always name my car, and I thought that it might be fun to name my corsets. So I'm pretty sure this corset is going to be named Buffy. And I think that my black satin one here, I will probably name Faith, because they came as a pair, so they're like a pair of Slayers, Slayer corsets. And one thing I do like about these is that since they are kind of not the best quality corsets in the world, I am really not going to feel guilty about just wearing them. You know, I'm not going to feel like I need to be delicate with them. It's not going to intimidate me. Like, if my first corset, if I had ordered like a custom corset or like a really good corset from a place like what Katie did or Isabella Corsetry, even Timeless Trends, I consider them to be very good quality from what I've read, off the rack corsets. I think Timeless Trends, since they have a lifetime guarantee with their corsets, I think you're going to see much better workmanship with their corsets, but I, just knowing myself personally, I would be sort of intimidated by a really well-made corset for my first corset, because I don't know how to put these on yet. I don't know how to lace them up properly yet. I don't know what I'm doing at all. So for me, it's going to be better to have one that maybe isn't the best quality, that's sort of a budget corset. So I'm excited to get home and put these on. I will, if there's not a little bit of video at the end of this showing what after trying these on, if there's not a try on at the end of this video, then go over to my Instagram. It's under Mixtress Ray, and I will put it under the hashtag Mixtress Ray in a corset. So that way you can look it up really quickly if you don't see this video. If you see this video in the future, because I will definitely be posting pictures on my Instagram of what I look like in my new corsets. The next video that you see on my channel will most likely be me doing an unbagging unboxing of the Mystic City corset that I ordered, which is the MCC 19 in black mesh. So I'm excited about that one too, because it will have a style that's somewhat similar to this, but it's much curvier, and it's got this whole front panel part here is black satin on that one, and the mesh on that is, instead of being this sort of fishnet looking mesh, it's a much finer mesh. So it's definitely going to be a better quality corset than this, but I love looking at this. Even though the colors are mismatched and the laces are black, which they were not black in the picture. In the picture they matched, and in the picture the panels matched the fishnet as well. But, so that is definitely not, this is definitely not what is represented on their site if you look this corset up. The beige mesh corset does not at all look like this on their site. But, that being said, I kind of like it because it looks trashy to me, and I'm kind of into that. Because if I wear it just right next to my skin, which I probably won't normally do, but if I do, you'll be able to see some of my tattoos through the mesh. And I'm kind of hoping, being that it's not the best quality corset in the world, sorry, I'm babbling a little bit more than I thought I would. I'm kind of hoping that like these fishnets will break eventually. I'm not going to like intentionally damage my corset, most likely. I mean, I may get to a point where I do, but I don't think I'm going to. But I'm kind of hoping that like little pieces of it will break in time and it'll start wearing down, and I think that will kind of look cool. So I'm actually pretty happy with the way this looks, just looking at it like this, even though it's definitely not what was advertised on their site. It kind of makes me happy though. Okay, so I'm excited to get home, try these babies on, check my Instagram if you want to see what I look like in these corsets. So let's take this other one out again, because the one that's like prettier is not the one I was holding up the most amount of time. This one I'm much more excited about. It's so nice and smooth. It's still very heavy duty though. I mean, this is the heavy package with these two corsets in it. And also, this isn't exactly what's pictured either. I'm pretty sure in the picture online, the hip ties are shown as being satin. Maybe in the description it says that it's not actually satin, but in the picture I'm pretty sure they're showing satin hip ties. So this one might actually not work that well under clothes either because of the hip ties. I don't know. We'll see. But I do like the fact that it's got Lucy's little label in there. I mean, I'm going to cut those tags off most likely. I don't like tags. But I just like that I'm assuming that Lucy will get a little cut of me buying this corset, and I like that. I mean, it's probably not much, but I'm glad that that is probably going to happen. Anyway, I'm going to get out of the cemetery now because a couple of people have driven by and they're probably like, why the fuck is that chick holding up corsets in front of a mausoleum? Which is fine, you know? Why the fuck? Why the fuck am I doing that? Who knows? Okay, now I gotta get myself out of here without bumping into the tripod. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been a lot of fun unboxing these corsets at a cemetery, and I will see you guys in the next video where I'll be unbagging my Mystic City corset, and hopefully it'll be a lot better quality than these, but I'm still very excited about these. Bye! Okay kids, I am going to show you kind of what they look like, but I don't have a mirror with me in the cemetery, so it's not even laced properly in the back, but I'm just going to show you what it looks like. So try not to judge me. This is very, obviously I haven't seasoned it yet, I just put it on 2 seconds ago, and it's not laced properly in the back because I can't figure out how to do it without a mirror. And this is my first time. So it took quite a bit of time to get all of these busks clasped. I figured out if I did the middle two first, then I could get the bottom and the top. And I do like the hip ties. They're definitely going to provide me a lot more room. It's a little curvier than I expected, so it might work better than I thought, but I do have, as you can see, quite a gigantic gap in the back, and plus these aren't even laced properly. So obviously I'm going to fix that when I get home, but I'm going to go ahead and try on the other one for you so you can see what that looks like. But this is what I got right now. Okay, here's the last one, my Buffy corset. Hold on, I'm tucking some stuff here. It's definitely not laced properly, but this is just a quick try on. This one's very soft, and it kind of immediately feels comfortable. So I think this will probably be the one that I concentrate on breaking in first. Don't really pay attention to this. I got a wonky thing going on here. I didn't even tie it. But this one's very soft. So I can already tell I'm going to be comfortable in this one. I think I laced it a little too small to start with, but I'm excited about it. So I am excited about my new corsets, and I will update you guys, and hopefully there'll be better pictures on Instagram that you guys can look at if you would like soon. Okay, bye!